Billy is a 14-year-old kid in high school. He's quite shy and introverted, and he doesn't really like speaking to people because he's very closed. During school, in his breaks, instead of going out with his classmates, he prefers to stay in the classroom and read some Harry Potter. When he's walking on the streets, his head is pointing at his feet. He avoids eye contact like it's the worst thing that can happen to him. When he's traveling from school back to home in the bus, he's always sitting in the corner. He's always with some earphones in his ears just so nobody approaches him. This is his biggest fear. But once Billy comes back home, sits on his chair, turns on his favorite video game, puts on the headset, and calls his video game friends, he turns from this nerdy, shy, introverted kid to this charismatic leader. He's always shot calling in the game. He's always making the jokes. He's always the loudest, the most charismatic person in the group. What happened to Billy? How he turned from a non-confident, introverted kid at school to the most charismatic person in the video game world. We're going to speak about confidence because many people mistake real confidence in yourself with situational confidence, which Billy has. Many people think that they are confident just because they've been in this area for a long time. Many people mistake confidence with comfort zone. Because once you spend quite some time in some place and you kind of expand your comfort zone, then you believe that you're confident. But this is only situational confidence. Why? Because it doesn't relate to your personality. It doesn't relate to your character. It's only on the outside. When I was a football player, I was confident only when I played good. My football skills and my personality are two separate things, but I mashed them all together and I allowed myself to talk and to be charismatic and to be loud only when I was playing good. Because I attached my confidence to my skills. In the bigger picture, to my actions. Because in the paradigm that I spoke about in one video, having, doing, and being, I resided in doing, which meant that I felt confident as a person based on what I'm doing. Not based on who I am, but based on what I'm doing. Because I'm speaking about two different things here. You can be confident on the field, that's a completely different story. As long as your confidence as a person is not affected. Because that's how I was. In the field, playing football, I was confident, I was leading. But when we went back to the dressing room, I turned into this shy, closed person. Not being loud, not being charismatic anymore. Always playing on my phone, always avoiding social interactions. This is so crazy. And how we believe confidence is built just because of this mindset is to go in as many places as possible, build as much as your comfort zone up so you don't feel shy again in this area. But is that real confidence? Or is just that you allow yourself to be loud, charismatic, funny, smiling? This is the big misconception with confidence. It's not the area that you're put into. It's you. Like always, it's the inner world against the outer world. It's not so much that this comfort zone, which is a psychological term, is making you confident in this particular area. It's just that you spend enough time in your perception in this area, you are good enough in your perception in this area that you allow finally yourself to be confident. Because when I'm playing video games, let's say FIFA, which I spend so much time on, I'm a confident person. I'm like, I can go to somebody and tell him, bro, let's play FIFA for 10 euros. And I'm going to beat your ass, like in a very confident, loud, charismatic way. I can say it. But when it comes to Latin dances, Latino I'm nowhere to be found. If I go in the lesson, I'll be the shyest guy there. I'll sit probably like this and not speak to anybody because I believe that my confidence should be based on the area that I'm into. And what is the most common advice, which is not bad, which is better than nothing, is to kind of go out of your comfort zone and become confident in as many areas as possible. But none of us wants actually this situational confidence. All of us are after the permanent confidence. You know, being confident in yourself, it doesn't matter in which area. But we try to control our life in such a way that we are always in the area that we're confident. Everything that happens to us should be something that we've already experienced and therefore we're confident. But it's not like this. You can never predict life in such a way that it gives you only situations when you can be confident. But once you build up your permanent confidence in yourself, it shouldn't matter so much in which area you're put in. I don't mean that you're not going to experience emotions like shyness, like stifleness, like a little bit of anxiety. But I'm saying that you will not lose your self confidence. This is the big problem. We attach the situational confidence with our personality. We attach what we do and what we have to ourselves. Because many people base their confidence on what they have, which is the first area, the most surface area. So, for example, I will feel confident once I have a lot of money. I will feel confidence once I have this nice career, and once I have this suit, and once I have this 500 followers on Instagram. Then I'll feel confident. And yes, when they achieve those things, they feel really confident about themselves. But what if they lose them? Their confidence crumbles because it's based on what they have. You see it all the time. And unfortunately, when you're in this paradigm, you are never satisfied. Sorry. You will always want more and more. Once you get 500 followers, you're going to want 700 followers. Once you have, I don't know, 10k in the bank, you want 15k in the bank. It never ends. Because it was never about the outside, it was never about what you have. So you move one level deeper, you go into doing. You're confident when you do good. You're confident at school when you have good grades. But what if you don't have good grades? If you're less confident? You're confident when you perform good on the football pitch. But what if you don't perform good on the football pitch? You're not confident. Of course, there is a sense of accountability. Of course, if you don't perform in something that you really care about, then of course it's going to affect you a little bit. But what does it matter, for example, if at school you don't perform good, and then when you go out with your friends, you're not confident anymore? Because this is how you allow yourself. It's not that these things control us, guys. Psychology is not so much about we are reacting to a certain stimuli in our world and therefore we are like this. No, it's the opposite. We allow a certain stimuli to make us a certain way. It's not so much that the good grades make us confident by default. It's more than we internally, most likely subconsciously, allow ourselves to feel confident after we get the good grades. We are the ones in charge. It's not the outside world, it's the inner world. What we do doesn't matter so much. It's what we allow ourselves to be. This is confidence, allowing yourself. You think that once you spend 1 month in the company where you're working, then you become confident and you start to chit chat with your colleagues. But in fact, what is happening is that you're, after 1 month, during this time, you're allowing yourself to be confident. It's not that this time magically makes you confident. You're slowly allowing yourself to be more confident. And once you adopt this mindset, you understand that you can allow yourself to be confident in a much shorter time. And in the best case, in the ideal case, of course, if you work a lot on yourself from the beginning or from the first 10 minutes. So, having, doing, being. People reside in having, they want to have something just so they feel in a certain way. Doing what, if they don't do this, they don't feel confident. And the last level, the deeper level, and the level that we should all aim for, is being. Which means, and it's not only about confidence, it's about everything. And I spoke in my other videos. It's also about self-love, it's about self-value, it's about you as a person, and confidence also comes from the same philosophy. So, being confident just because. Being confident just because you are, regardless of your actions, regardless of your possessions. Just being confident. Just going to these dance classes, and of course, knowing your ability is not good in dancing, but being a confident person, saying hello to everybody, expressing yourself however you want, however is your character, and not waiting 3 months in this dancing academy just so you can get confident. This is the point of today's video. The situational confidence, the Billy, the gamer guy, who is very shy everywhere, but once he puts on his headset, he is allowing himself to be confident. Yes, it's because he's probably very good at this video game, but he's allowing yourself to be confident. Because your value as a person, guys, you need to understand this. Your value as a person is not defined by what you have or what you do. Your value as a person is defined by who you are. And it doesn't mean that you're a valuable person however you are. But what we should strive for, instead of so much here, possession, so much actions, is rather to build our personality, to be charismatic, to be giving, to be helpful, to be forgiving, to be a good person, and you see how everything else will fall into place. Because people nowadays, and I always speak about other YouTubers, other creators that have the good intention but give you the wrong advice. Yeah, build yourself up, build your confidence up. Don't have any fears, in a way that in every area that you go into, you put in the work and you become confident in this area. But there is always going to be a situation when you're not going to be confident. Because life is more spontaneous, otherwise you build up a routine. Otherwise you again live in your comfort zone. Your value and your confidence as a person is just because. That's how it should be. Wherever you go, whatever you do, if you're a confident person, which you should strive for, then you'll be confident everywhere. Because what does it matter if you cannot dance? You're just you. You're confident because of your presence, of your personality, of your character. Nothing else really matters.